want you folks to think about something here, okay? You have the United States. You have the federal, quote, government. Very, 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 very limited in the scope of things. Then you have states, all right? And you have a state government, a seat, a capital. And then in that state, you have counties. Again, just individual counties that have a seat, a county seat. Then in that county, you have cities and towns. And each one of those has its own individual, again, governments. All right? So you have all these governments everywhere, okay? All right. Now, inside of these counties, because outside of the cities, you're going to have a lot of private property. That's stuff you want. In the cities, you're going to have the same thing, private property within the city. In other words, the people. Your own government, private property. Doesn't say government property. Doesn't say city property. It says private. You ever heard that thing, you're king of your castle? Right? They want you to believe that they can come on your private property. Guess what? You created this government. See? They don't have any right to be on your private property. They don't have any claim to your private property. They don't have any right to tell you what you can do on your private property. Hence the word private. You see, all their statutes and administrative laws and contracts, all this and that stuff, you know, they always want to sit here and say you made all these contracts. Well, you know what? When I was born, I was too young to be legally held or bound to any contract because I was too young. I didn't know what the hell it was. I was a baby. So were you. And because you're a citizen, also now because of that, well, wait a minute here. If I own this country, why are they telling me what I can and can't do? I am the country. You are the country. You are the state. You are the county. And you are the city. You are the unincorporated area. You are the township. You're all that stuff. You see what I'm saying? It's you. All this, and I don't care where in the world you happen to be, is just longitude and latitude and elevation. Without you, there's nothing. Okay? Without you, there's no government. You see, you are the government. You are Caesar. See? They're running around doing things that are totally illegal, breaking the law every single day. And guess whose law they're breaking? Their own. They're breaking their own laws, the ones they made. Isn't that amazing? You see how everything's always twisted and turned around? Like money. Money's a note, people. It's debt. It's a scheme. It makes you poorer and poorer and more poor. Because the more they print, the more it devalues. That's why you think, oh, I got all this money. No. A dollar was a dollar at one time. And 99 cents, 98 cents, it just keeps going backwards and backwards and backwards. And then what? Oh, prices have to raise because the goods have a value. They have to be X amount. Okay? Because if a business tried to keep prices in check with what the dollar's worth, they'd be bankrupt. They couldn't do it. So they have to hold their prices. So it's not that the prices went up, it's that your dollar values went down. Again, you've been lied to. None of this, like I've said before, is by your doing. Yes, it is because you've been complacent about things. But that's all really beside the point. Okay, you might have been complacent, but they're downright criminals. They're outlaws. They're working outside the law. The law is the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. And people don't want to claim it, but the Declaration of Independence. This is what we operate from. The basics. What formed this? And what formed this was you. Under God. Say, under God. Ultimately, God's in charge. Our founding fathers knew that. And our founding fathers knew government is nothing. Government is bullshit. Because you are the government. Say? And when they try to ramrod you and rough shot you and all this and that stuff, you just go, oh yeah, okay, yes sir, because we got to keep the continuity of government alive. Well, that's you. Again, you're the government. They got to get in there and steal things, like elections. They have to get in there with their smoke and mirrors and their BS, and if they didn't like it, they changed the law. But nobody gave them the right to change it. They didn't ask you because you're Caesar. See, then they go around starting wars, killing people and stuff in your name. See? They're mass murderers committing genocide and everything else in your name. Yeah. You give them a right to do that? No. Just like the system we live in, the financial system we live in. Do you give them the right to do that? No, they just claimed they have the right and they changed it. Again, no law to do it. They don't have the right to do it. They claim they have the right, but they don't have the right. It's awful interesting, isn't it? They want to sit here and keep telling you what you can and can't do, but they don't have the right to do so. Do you have to have rules? Yes. Oh, that's right. God made them. Guess what else? We formed this under God, under God's law. See what I'm saying? This is all formed under God, by the people. And you're to go along and do what they say. And they will do everything that's against the law, including violence, to keep you in line. If you knew you were dying of whatever disease, and you're going to be dead in 3-4 months, but right at the moment, at the time, you're strong still, and you still whoop some ass. Would you wait till you're laying in bed too weak to whip ass, or would you do it while you're still strong enough to do it? Right. It was just like, and he was right to do it, Kennedy, when they were putting missiles, nuclear tipped missiles in Cuba. He was right to say, no, get that crap out of here. He was right to protect the American people and say, no, you're not doing that. No, you get that off. Yes, that's too close. We don't want it here. Yep. A show of strength, a show of force. And they backed down. That's awesome. We didn't have to go to war. They say we fought a Cold War. What is a Cold War? What is it? They got definitions. They have to explain everything, say. So, when it comes time to write a law, they know where to start. This is food for thought, folks. That's all I'm giving you right now. Food for thought. Keep praying for these people. Keep praying to God. Pray for His grace and His mercy, and His knowledge, and His wisdom. That's where it's all headed. It's headed into God's hands. It's always been in God's hands, but that's ultimately where it ends up at the end of the day.